G'day and welcome back to NBA lovers, subscribers, Thunder fans. Let's unpack another one. Game 2, 2026 West Finals, man. What a game. I just finished watching it. Actually looked down, I got a heart rate tracker and got my heart rate up to 130. 130 beats per minute just watching the game and kind of screaming at the TV. It was insane game. Anyway, these teams are so evenly matched. Thunder started a lot better offensively than they did the last game. Last game they started in a hole and it took them bloody 3/4 of the game to get back into it. Whereas this one, it was tight all the way, man. First quarter, Wemby was held quite well early on. He only had, I think, 2 points before he first subbed off. They had iHeart on him. Did someone listen to me? Did someone watch my last video and send it to the Thunder organisation or something? iHeart predominantly guarded Wemby tonight. And whilst he didn't shut him down, you're never going to shut Wemby down. I think Wemby had 21 points, 17 boards, and 4 blocks. So effective, very effective game, but it's no 42. 41 and 24, and you'd watch that game. Hartenstein pestered him. He was, a lot of holding both ways. He got called for a few fouls, but he's very physical on him, and I think it just wore him down a bit. And it just gets Wemby thinking about other things, than no clean catches, man. Rather than getting a clean catch in the post, he's wrestling around. He's having to tangle and untangle and that kind of stuff, and it's exactly what they needed. Another look at him, and I'm hoping come game 3, we're throwing Jay Will on him a little bit too. I mean, iHeart's going to get in foul trouble. He did today a little bit, but didn't restrict his minutes too much. But he had a whale of game. I think he had 13 and maybe 11 boards. Isaiah Hartenstein, so he had a hell of a game, man, and he just wore him down. And you're never going to stop Wemby. He's always going to get some, man. But if you make it harder for him, had that energy to exert at the end of the game, and just in general limit his effectiveness and his efficiency. That's all you can ask for. The greats, you can't just shut a great down. You got to just limit them and make them work harder. And maybe they'll have a little bit less energy to use on defense, or maybe they'll, they won't have that finish at the end or something. You just got to make them work and push them, and he did that, man. So kudos to hell. Anyway, hell close game. We went into quarter time. I think scores were level at quarter time. Just an even tussle back and forward, man. Highlight plays all over the place. STEPHON Castle posted bloody Isaiah Hartenstein. I think that was in the second quarter. A one-hand absolute monster slam. It could have absolutely, if you look at the replay, could have been an AM1 really as well. But they didn't call the foul. But yeah, that was a poster dunk, man. That was obviously the dunk of the series so far. But what a slam that was, man. Anyway, we went in quite even. I think we were only up a handful of points at halftime. 3/4 time, we started to kind of get a bit of an ascendancy in the third quarter. We got up to about, I think, 11 or 14 up at one point. Spurs made a little bit of a run. We was 13 actually, and hit the back-to-back threes. Got it to 7. I was getting very, very nervous and having a bit of a panic here. We kind of stabilised a little bit, and I think we got it back to 9, I think, 3/4 time. And then start of the fourth, Spurs made another little mini run, got it to 4. We kind of pushed out to about 9 or 10 again, and kind of kept our composure, which was, thank God, kind of kept about composure. I don't think they got closer than 5 or 6. And then we obviously ended up running out a 9-point win. Just an unbelievable game. These two teams are so evenly matched. It's unreal. This is going to be some kind of series, man. Like, we're 1-1, obviously. This is going the distance. No one's going to peel off 3 in a row now and go 4-1. This is going at least 4-2, 4-3. And honestly, you don't know who's going to win. Obviously, I pray for the Thunder, man, but there's a lot of takeaways from today. Some injuries. People stepped up. People were quiet. We'll go through it all right now. So SGA shot a lot better from the field. He was 50% from the field, and he was bang on for 30 points. And he had a couple of blocks too, I thought, which was pretty good of him. He had 9 assists, a couple of blocks. He played some good D. He was much better. He was trying to get in that mid-range. He was shooting really, really well. 50% for a perimeter player, and being hassled by such good perimeter defenders is, that's a good in anyone's eye. Anything above 50, you're doing really well, especially with that kind of 30-point output. He had a great game, I thought. He missed a couple of late mid to 3/4 kind of range shots to kind of ice it, but he hit his last one that kind of put it beyond reach and sealed the game. So I thought he was very good tonight. Now, the other backcourt start of it, JDUB, man, his tumultuous season continues, man. He's gone down in the first quarter holding his left hammy, which is his most recently injured hammy, which he injured in the Phoenix series in game 2. And yeah, that's disappointing. He didn't come back on. Didn't start the second half. That's it. More to come from that, but it looks like his injury-riddled season is maybe coming to an end. I'm not sure. It looked just like tightness. You did see him in the walking off the change room and down the race, and he wasn't limping or anything like that. But hamstrings aren't often that bad. You can generally put a bit of weight on them. I've done them myself, as I've said in the past. And you can generally put a bit of weight on them. So it's really, really hard to tell. Look, I'm not seeing him back probably game 3, game 4. You'd think that's at least a week off. I don't know, man. You're almost better off just letting it go. Let Ajay Mitchell just not play. Ajay Mitchell just take his role and just see what happens, man. Look, Ajay Mitchell struggled a little bit in game one. That was largely because of the Spurs defense, but also maybe being, like uprooted straight away after filling in so admirably for so long. And he had a better game today. He had 10 points today, Ajay Mitchell, and he played quite well. I'm not 100%. He's not that convincing with the ball at the moment. His Spurs perimeter defense is superb. And his ball handling suspect a couple of times, and he turned it over a couple of times, nearly turned it over a couple more times. He wasn't the best, but look, he was admirable. He played quite well today. It's very passable. Big shout outs to a couple of bench players. McCain, man, that guy is just courage, man, and Caruso Wallace, sorry, that slipped my tongue. Caruso Wallace and McCain, 12 points apiece. McCain's just a energizer bunny on the boards, always willing to shoot, fears nothing, goes to the hole. That's exactly the mentality we need, and he gives us a big spark off the bench. What a pickup that's been for us, and especially with JDUB not coming back. McCain's going to feature heavily in this back-to-back run, what's left of it in this series. Man, he's solid as. And Caruso Wallace, man, he's stripping the ball, forcing that half-court violation right late in the game and the out of bounds. That was amazing, man. His ball hawk defense is insane. Caruso had yet another good game. I think he had 17. I think he hit his first 3 threes. I'm not sure he hit another one after that. But he was solid all night long, both ends of the floor. Didn't have that impactful steals sort of game going on, but he played very, very well. Now, on the other side of the coin, there was another injury for the Spurs. So Dylan Harper, he's a excelling young point guard who's filled in for De'Aaron Fox, who didn't play yet again in Game 2. I'm not sure of his status for Game 3, but Dylan Harper went down with looked like a hamstring injury as well. That was in the third quarter, I think. And he looked like he went back for some treatment. It looked like he was coming back into the stadium, and they sent him back for further tests or treatment, whatever, and we didn't see him again. So his status for Game 3, also a big question mark. He's a very critical player. I mean, at the moment, he's filling in for De'Aaron Fox. He's huge. But he's normally a big key off them for the bench and just got that rookie energy and courage, man. Very courageous and a killer defender, man. A killer perimeter defender for such a young player. Reminds me of Caruso Wallace, really. Like young players with that nose for defense. It's not rare. It's pretty rare, and you've got 2 of them in this series, which is incredible, man. So that's their Spurs injury concern. And then in the fourth, we got Ajay Mitchell go down in the middle of a bit of a defensive sort of stance, and he's holding his quadricep, the front part of his leg, and he went down pretty bad. He didn't come back on. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I tell you what, if he's gone when the Thunder are in big time trouble for a spark, then they're really going to be leaning on McCain to come off the bench, handle the ball a lot more, and do some scoring, man, which he's pretty good at. But they'll definitely miss if Ajay Mitchell and JDUB are out. That's going to be a big hit for them. We might see a bit more of Wiggins or Isaiah Joe going forward. We didn't see Wiggins at all tonight after he dropped up the donut the other night. Isaiah Joe came on and launched. Wasn't too successful from the perimeter. I think he might have hit 1 3 ball in the end. So he was largely pretty ineffective. Chet was pretty quiet, but then he got going at a couple of dunks and a big block on Wemby. He had 13 points, pretty quiet on the boards. But he only really got into it just for a little short period of the game, which was disappointing. Lou Dort had 8 points. He started off with that first bucket. He played quite well. He played well he always plays. He's a gun on the defensive side of the ball, and he played well there. He's never going to let you down on that side of the ball. For the Spurs, Wemby, like I said, I mentioned earlier, he had 21-17. Vassell had 22. Castle had 25, but he had 9. I mentioned that slam he had on Isaiah Hartenstein. That was a monster. He had 9 turnovers, man. He's not used to being the primary ball handler as he has been with Fox out. 9 turnovers. So the Thunder perimeter defense is really making it hard for him, and that's pretty much what kept us in. He had 11 turnovers in Game 1. That's what kept us in Game 1, and it really gave us. We got some big stops against him this game as well, which kept us ahead. He was quite pivotal, man. Look, Keldon had 10 off the bench. Harper had 12 before he went. And you've got to give props to that bloody McLaughlin, young fella McLaughlin, who's barely played. I actually didn't know who he was. Two from downtown, just come in, clutch. Like, that's a young player ready to go, man. You got to give props to him, man. Fire out. Anyway, hell of a close game all the way. Thankfully, the Thunder are able to hold on. We got a series on our hands here. I didn't think this was going to be a one-way traffic either way this series. A 1-1. The Spurs have done their job, split over here. That's pretty much a dream start, really. Now, Thunder travel over to San Antonio for Game 3 and 4. We look to do the same. We need to split, otherwise we come home 3-1. It's a big ask against such an elite team like Spurs. You've got to keep going 1 for 1 here, and get this back home at 2-2. That's got to be the That's got to be the Thunder's goal here is 2-all. Obviously, the Spurs are going to try and push hard for Game 3 and go for the kill, go for the 2-1 lead and the opportunity to go up 3-1. So Game 3 is freaking monumental, man. I've made a couple of videos stating the gravity of this series and how sick it is, how insane the matchups are. Everything about it is just seismic, what it's going to do. Whoever wins this has that Western ascendancy. Whoever wins this wins the title. Whoever wins this, they stop Wemby from ascending too early, or Wemby wins and they killed the defending champions early on in their reign, and there's no stopping them. So my goodness, the ups and downs, win-loss of this series are incredible. Every single game, the stakes are just unbelievable, man. These matches are so close that it's just a pleasure to watch. But it's very, obviously I'm not a fence sitter here, I'm a massive Thunder fan. This is very killer and just heart-wrenching to watch. So thankfully it's 1-all. Game 3 in 2 days' time is going to be bloody interesting, man. I cannot wait. I actually literally lose sleep over this stuff. I'm dreaming up schemes, and I know obviously nothing to do with the coaching stuff, whatever. I'm just a clown on YouTube, a lot of people have said. But man, I'm just dreaming things up. I love this sport. I've followed it all my life, and it just means so much to me, and I honestly lose sleep. And it's kind of doing my head in, so it's a very, very tumultuous time for me, man. But hey, you wouldn't have it any other way, man. The Thunder are in Final 4, 1-all. 1 win away from getting it back on home court, mate. We're 7 wins from repeating as NBA champions, man. You couldn't be in a better position. Or you could be up 2-0, but you couldn't be in a much better position right now, man. So, insane, guys. So, key takeaways for this. Couple of injuries, man, and we'll look to find out. I might even do another quick video just updating those couple of injuries, those 3 injuries from tonight's game. Might do that tomorrow if I get a chance. That's going to be very, very interesting. And also Fox's status, whether he's back for Game 3. He's got an ankle tweak going on there. But Game 3 for the Thunder, more of the same. Keep the aggression. They started really early and aggressive early. So for the Thunder's point of view, keep the aggression and definitely keep the pressure on those bloody perimeter ball handlers. Vassell and Castle and whoever's got the ball, whether Harper's back or not, I'm not sure. Keep that ball hawk pressure going and don't let them get in their offense. Slow down their offense, get some turnovers, generate some easy buckets on the break. That's crucial for the Thunder, especially on the road, man. And hopefully passable 3-point shooting for us. Keep that ball spacing going and so keep throwing different looks at Wemby. So look, don't just go now I heart the whole game next game, Wemby's going to be ready for that. Spurs are going to be ready for that. Mix it up, man. Obviously start I heart on him. Slip bloody Cheddar onto him for a couple of minutes. Give Dort a couple of minutes. And then you bring on Jay Will. Hey, if they have trouble with him and he fouls out, they foul out or someone gets in foul trouble, it is what it is. We've got multiple looks to throw at him. But keep throwing those multiple looks at him. Don't let him get comfortable and sort of get a rhythm going, you know what I'm saying? And from the Spurs point of view, they're going to take care of the ball, man. Those turnovers are killing them in the backcourt. So Spurs are going to really take care of the ball. Pray Fox is better because he's a big, massive floor general and he's a very stable hand. He's doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Veteran. That's exactly what they need right now to stabilise the ship. So Spurs got to win that. Or this Game 3 is win at all costs for both teams, man. And I'm not going to go to say it's a Game 7, but I tell you what, man, the winner of Game 3 is definitely going to be heavily favoured, I believe, for the rest of the series. Long way to go. It's still, first half of this series, but Game 3 absolutely pivotal, man. Absolutely pivotal. You don't know what's coming around the corner injury-wise for either team. You don't know who's coming back. You just want to get that win on the board. Chalk it up right now. So these guys are going to go to war. I see Game 3 being an absolute chess match and an epic proportions, and it's going to be a monster. Just this clash of the irresistible force and the immovable object. They just keep coming together, and Game 3 is going to be a bloody whale of a game. San Antonio fans are going to be ready to rumble. Thunder fans play very well on the road. San Antonio is a fantastic home team, mate. Something's got to give here, man. So, look, if it goes to overtime again, my goodness, my poor heart. But, look, it's great for fans of basketball. Look, I'm tipping my hat to the Spurs there. Obviously, equal just about right now. There's no other team that's going to come close to either of these two teams. The Cavs and Knicks. Cavs up 22 with 7 minutes left yesterday, and they still lost. The Knicks come back. Brunson went berserk at 38. Just toyed with Harden in the clutch. They exposed Harden. Whoever was Harden was guarding, which was largely Brunson. They just smoked him, man, and got him back into the game. Look, I'm not sure. The Cavs may still bounce back. Who knows? I see that going 6 probably to the Knicks, but who knows? I don't think the Knicks are going to be a challenge to either of these teams. Unless I've stated earlier, like these injuries just keep coming for both the Thunder and Spurs. We lose 2 or 3 players, then the playing field may even out. But at this stage, even with the current couple of injuries, I still see either of these teams wiping the floor with the Knicks 4-1. But let's worry about that later on. Let's look forward to Game 3. It's going to be another classic. I'll be back maybe with an injury update tomorrow, but I'll definitely be back after Game 3 to wrap it up and see what happened. But yeah, more of the same, please, Thunder. Make them work, guys, and take game 3 and get that home court back. Cheers, guys. Thunder up.